Alright guys, hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Last night was the premiere of season 34 of Dancing with the Stars and I'm so happy. This is my first video of me covering season 34 of Dancing with the Stars on my YouTube channel. Week 1, what a strong way to start the season. Last night I was really impressed. Also, last night there were only 2 judges on the panel. It was Derek and then it was Bruno. Carrie Ann was out sick. I'm hoping that she is feeling a lot better and that she is in full recovery for next week. There was no elimination, so that was pretty good. But for next week, it's going to be a double elimination. So we'll see who will be going home next week. It's a double elimination, and that's kind of sad, but at least no one went home this week, so there is room for improvement. All right, let's get into it. I'm so excited. Week 1, guys, let's go. All right, guys, so let's get started. I'm going to begin with the week 1 opening number, which was basically all of the pros and the new troupe. As always, the pros do incredible with every opening number. We have brand new troupe members and we have a brand new pro on this season, which I will get to very shortly. But going back to the opening number, I really loved it. I always love every single opening number, and it's so awesome that the new troupe was also included in this opening number. So amazing. All right, let's get into it. Okay, I'm going in order from the dances from last night, and then towards the end, I will possibly say which one were my favorites, but it's kind of hard to choose. So, all right, first up, we had Jordan and Ezra, and they did a salsa. What a strong way to start the season. It was really good. I'm so happy that now Ezra has a partner that is doing the work and is pretty much eating it up every single time, and that she's dedicated, so that I can really appreciate. And the scores were 5-5. They were very underscored, but again, there is room for improvement. Loved the lifts. Those were so cool, and I'm so happy that they decided to incorporate some tricks into this dance, and it was really fun. So Jordan and Ezra, great job, guys. All right, next up we had Dylan and Daniela, and theirs was a cha-cha, and the scores was also 5-5. Again, someone who I really enjoyed watching. It was so much fun. Dylan definitely has rhythm, I must say. In the beginning, I did notice that he was a tiny bit stiff, but I definitely could tell that throughout the dance he did get a lot more comfortable, so that was really nice to see. So Dylan and Daniela, well done on your first dance, and I can't wait to see what else you guys do next for week 2, so that should be really exciting. All right, next up, let's talk about the troupe. We have 4 new troupe members on the show this season. We have Anya Stevenson, Carter Williams, Jackson Willard, and Haley Bills. Really good troupe this season. Really good. I really enjoyed their number on the show, and it was really fun to watch, and I really enjoyed it. Welcome to the show, guys, and have fun. Enjoy it. I cannot wait to see all 4 of you on the show this season. So great job. All right, next up we had Elaine and Alan, and they also did a cha-cha as well, and the scores were 6-6. I really enjoyed Elaine and Alan's cha-cha. I thought that it was so much fun. She did really well for week 1. I was really impressed. I love that she had the hat from the Parent Trap, and like when she like goes up like that, and like the hat, it was just fabulous. I loved it. Once again, what a strong way to start the season. I was really impressed, and they did a fantastic job. Again, underscored, I must say. I do believe that they could have gone at least 1-7. 1-7 at least, along with Jordan and Ezra. I feel like they could have gotten at least a 6, at least. There is room for improvement, which is what I love about this show. So, Elaine and Alan, fantastic job. All right, next up we had Whitney and Mark. They did a tango, and their scores were 7 and 8. Very well deserved. Of course, Mark's choreography is always on point. It's excellent. So Whitney has a fantastic partner. Mark did win his season with Charlie. Possibly my favorite season, if I'm being honest with you. Whitney and Mark, again, fantastic job. Congratulations on a job well done. For your first week 1 dance, very strong. On point. Very much on point. All right, next up we had Baron and Britt, and they did a cha-cha, and the scores were 5-5. I always love watching athletes on the show. They always do really, really well, which does not come unnoticed. I really enjoyed Baron and Britt's dance for week 1. The footwork was very much there, which I can appreciate, and plus it was just very, very fun. The chemistry was obviously there. They matched up really, really, really well. So Baron and Britt, again, well done. Great job for the week 1 dance, and can't wait to see what else you guys do for week 2. All right, next up on the list we had Alex and Val, and they also did a cha-cha, and the score was 7-6. Val's choreography is also always on point, and it's always excellent, so I was not surprised whatsoever with the scores. Alex did a fantastic job. She came in strong, which I loved. And yeah, I mean, Val, once again, always eats it up with his choreography, as always. So it was great overall. Again, dance that I really loved for week 1. Very strong. So Alex and Val, once again, fantastic job. Great job for week 1. Very, very strong and very impressed. All right, next up on the list, we had Scott and Riley, and they had a tango, and the scores were 5-5. I felt as if I was watching Riley and Steven all over again. Quite strong for week 1. I was really impressed. I loved that they danced to Abracadabra. It was very fitting. It was very, very fitting. And Riley had a fantastic season for season 33, so I was not surprised that she would come in with a punch for season 34. I love this team. I feel like they're gonna go really, really far as well for Alex and Val. Again, Scott and Riley, well done, guys. Well done. Next up, we have Danielle and Pasha, and they had a tango as well. And the scores were 6-6. Okay, I feel like Pasha might have his Ariana Madix season. Once again, I'm happy that Pasha is now getting partners that will match up to him and that will have great chemistry. So solid dance. Overall, I really enjoyed it. Danielle and Pasha, once again, fantastic job. All right, next up on the list, we have Jen Affleck and Jan Ravnik. I hope that I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And they had Sansa, and the scores were 6-6. Again, someone that I really enjoyed watching. Mind you, Jen just had a baby. She just had a baby and she's over here eating it up on the dance floor. Once again, fantastic job. I feel like I'm saying the same thing for all of them, but I was really impressed. So I feel like that's what I'm gonna be saying all throughout this video. And it makes sense because they all did a fantastic job. But overall with Jen and Jan, really strong start to the season. Jan is a brand new pro on the season. He is best known for being Taylor Swift's Eras Tour dancer, and solid choice, honestly, solid choice. Jen and Jan, fantastic job. Next up we had Corey and Jenna, and they had a tango, and the scores were 4-5. I was really impressed with Corey for week 1. He did a lot better than I had anticipated, and I'm really happy about that. Also, Jenna's choreography as well is always on point. They still pulled it off and they still pulled it together. So once again, I'm really impressed. Corey and Jenna, great job. Next up on the list, we had Lauren and Brandon, and they had a tango. Scores were 7-6. I loved Brandon's choreography last season. Someone who also blew me away last season was Chandler and Brandon. So I'm expecting the same thing with Lauren and Brandon. I loved what Derek said about when it came down to Lauren's posture and the overall frame. It was very much there, and she did a fantastic job being that it was week 1. I mean, come on. Lauren and Brandon, fantastic job. What a great way to start the season. All right, next up on the list, we had Andy and Emma. They had a cha-cha, and the scores were 5-4. Also, really fun dance. He did a lot better than I had expected as well, and Emma's choreography as well is always so good, so I was not surprised. But overall, they did a really good job for week 1. Andy and Emma, great job. Next up, we had Alaria and Gleb, and they had a cha-cha, and the scores were 7-7. Those two did really well. Really well. The casting director did a really good choice with putting Alaria and Gleb together because I feel like they're very similar. So, and I could definitely see that throughout the dance from last night. So, once again, I was not surprised being that Alaria does have ballroom dance experience and Latin dance experience. Last night on the show, she did say that she did break her hip back in 2009. So that's what pretty much put her overall dance career at a stopping point due to her hip injury. But she did a great job. Might I say, someone to be looking out for this season. So Alaria and Gleb, great job. Really impressed. Last on this list was a very popular dance last night. We had Robert and Whitney with a jive, and they had the highest score of the night. It was 8-7. I will say Robert and Whitney's dance was possibly one of my favorites from last night, especially for week 1. Their jive kind of reminded me of when she was on the show with Alfonso. Their jive was kind of similar as well, which I loved. That jive to me will always remain legendary on this show. Robert and Whitney paired up together was just genius. What a strong way to start this season, if I'm being honest. Robert and Whitney, congratulations on a job well done. Fantastic way to start the season. All right, guys, so that is pretty much it for today's video. So once again, there is room for improvement, and we do have week 2. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I will be back once again for week 2. I cannot wait to start covering the season on my channel. Last season, I was really tempted, but I feel like I just wasn't ready. But now I feel like I am, and I'm excited to talk all things Dancing with the Stars on my channel this season, so stay tuned for more. Like I said, I will be covering week 1 all the way to the finale, and I will catch all of you for week 2. Let me know in the comments who was your favorite from last night and tell me why. And also let me know in the comments what you guys would have scored everyone from last night. All right, guys, I will catch you guys next week for week 2. Let's go.